There is a parlor game going on now, and it is for no other reason than people in the media have to explain why things happen. And they will do everything in their power after the fact to explain the reason for the red fizzle, why some were successful and some weren't. But the parlor game that everybody is enjoying today, for obvious reasons, is to blame Trump. And Trump is certainly deserving of blame to a certain extent. Blame. We will discuss that. We will discuss why people blame Trump. Does it make sense to blame Trump? Is it possible to apportion blame? Does that even work? Is it blame or is it causation? And what's the difference? And why did this happen? And why did things not happen? And what's next? What will be the future? Is it de Blasio? Is it DeSantis? Is it Trump? Is that it? What about the Republican Party? Why didn't the voters reject outright? Why did they reject Biden? Why? What's the purpose? Why didn't they? We'll go through this. This is one of the most fascinating exercises that we can go through. And what I want you to do, what I would like you to do, what I would ask you to do is, before we jump into this, to suspend everything that you normally think, to suspend it and just put it aside for a moment. That's all. Just put it aside. It's the only reason. The only thing I'm even remotely concerned with. Just put it aside. Put it aside. And you think for the first time, okay, let me see what I think. What is it that I think? So we're going to be talking about that. But first, I've got to talk about something which we always do, and that is everything we've talked about in terms of the earth and the world becoming more and more dangerous and perilous with each passing day has not changed in the least. Remember the three mainstays of life: food, water, and energy. That's it. And what you're going to do in the event of a food shortage is what I'm going to talk about right now, because that's why My Patriot Supply is going and has gone the extra mile to make their emergency food as affordable as possible. Right now, listen to what I'm saying. They're taking $250 off of their 3-month emergency food kit, which is the minimum your family should have. Each kit provides delicious, easy-to-make breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks, and snacks for one person for 3 solid months. 2,000 calories a day. 25-year shelf life. Think about that. Get one for each member of the family while you're able to, and save $250 during this timely sale, which ends soon. So act now, because remember, My Patriot Supply is the nation's largest preparedness company with millions of families already protected. Friends of mine buy this like ammunition. They stock up like ammo, because food is the ultimate ammo. These 3-month food kits are in stock and ready to go. They order fast and free, and they arrive in unmarked boxes for your privacy. So go to preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. Go to preparewithlionel.com and find out what you can do right now, right this moment, right this day, to protect you and your family, not if, but when disaster hits. I'm sorry to say it like that, but that's exactly what's happening. Go to preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. They're great people. I stand behind them 100%, and so do many. Preparewithlionel.com. Now, my friends, I don't know about you, but I have loved politics and analysis my whole life. And I love cause and effect. I love it. I've been talking about it since forever. And everybody, and right now they are coming out of the woodwork blaming Trump. It's Trump's fault. Do you think it is? Is Trump to blame for the red fizzle? Is that it? Is that it? Where's the tidal wave? Where's the tsunami? It's Trump's fault. He's the one, right? Isn't it? Well, if you read Ann Coulter, if you read John Podhoretz, if you read The Usual Suspects, well, that's what they think. Now, let me explain something to you. And I want you to try your best to imagine this. Okay? This is the secret of life. Balance. Putting everything into perspective, into balance. Balance it. Is Trump to blame? In part. Do you think people voted for John Fetterman because of Oz? Did people vote for John Fetterman because of Mehmet Oz? Because Melania Trump liked Oz and got Trump to side? Does anybody believe that? Are you to believe that? Is that it? In the state of New York, do people vote for Kathy Hochul because of Trump? Now, is Trump an important part? Yes, absolutely. You know, when you see bakers in the morning when they cut stuff and they put it on a scale and we're always weighing things. Did this happen? Yes, it's important. But see, when you take people like the and I don't mean I just bring her name up, but as an example, I want to go back to one thing. People like us are in the business, and we try to do something which is very, very important. Ultimately, we want to speak the truth. We want you to learn. We want you to think, but we want you to like us. And we want our metrics to grow. And we want you to be able to watch us and say, I love this guy. I love this guy. I love this gal. I love this. I love this show. Wow. And there's different ways for you to do it. One, you can always give the official message. The official message without fail. And you can pick your favorite. I'm not that familiar with those of the left, but Hannity, Rush, inerrant, unyielding, unflagging, absolutely never, there's no nope, no indecision, and you stick to that. That is your thing. Don't, I used to be like this. No. That's one thing. And you have other people. You have other people who are unique. It's like, that's interesting. That's interesting. This is interesting. For example, years ago there was the African American conservative. There were the Ken Hamlins and the Armstrong Williams and J.C. Watts, and now we have Larry Elder and others who are you would think, wow, that's interesting. That's interesting take. Then you have Cornel West and Tavis Smiley, not necessarily. So they're like that Sean Hannity school. It's consistent. This is different. This is like Bill O'Reilly to an extent. Bill O'Reilly sometimes will throw a monkey wrench into the works. Like, I never thought you'd say that. Oh, I'm a big Bobby Kennedy fan. Really? I didn't know that. Christopher Hitchens was a Marxist. Was a what? Yeah. So was Robert Bork. So that's the angle. That's interesting. Like, I didn't know that. Everybody's got their thing. So what you're doing right now is today people start off with a story. They say, I'm going to write my piece today. I'm going to write my article. And first and foremost, I'm going to have to say, okay, now what is my label, my work? It's like in wrestling. What's the angle? I'm a German, a bald-headed German. Oh, got it. The claw. Yeah, got it. What about you? I'm a wild man from Fiji or Tonga or Samoa. Got it. You're into stomping. You got the wild hair. Okay. What about you? Well, okay. Everybody's got their thing. So when you start off writing, you're saying, well, I am an anti-Trump conservative. I hate Trump. Okay. Write your stuff. Why is that good? Well, in terms of selling it, the left wants it. The right will reluctantly smell it. They'll kind of kick it. Other people will embrace it. Others will reject it, but it's something different. If I write an article, if I go on television, if I go on Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, and I give the real answer, here is the answer to everything. You ready? This is the absolute answer. In one word. It's like this. That's exactly the answer. Nobody wants to hear that. Thank you very much. No, that's the answer. Well, I have a friend of mine who's an oncologist, cancer specialist. And I asked him, I said, is cancer environmental? Is it hereditary? Is it lifestyle? And he says, yes. It's everything. This is everything. There's no answer for this. It's not Trump. Trump did this. Oz is a lousy candidate. Is that Trump's fault? Well, he should have known. What? He should have known. A lot of people liked Oz. Well, it's Trump's fault. No, it wasn't just. Trump didn't say, you're going to do this. You sure are giving Trump a lot of power, aren't you? Now, is Trump to blame for stuff? Of course. Trump's a petulant child. He's a me Trump. I know that. Hello. I know that. Yeah. Okay. We know this. What else is the big? What else is going on? How do you explain New York? Well, I don't know. Herschel Walker and Warnock? They're blaming Trump for Herschel Walker. Well, Trump liked Herschel Walker because Herschel Walker was on his show and he's a football star and somebody else could have been better. A lot of people like Herschel Walker. Yeah, but still, Trump is the kingmaker. What? Trump's the kingmaker. Trump should have known that. He's responsible for this. But what about the people who won? Marjorie Taylor Greene and even your friend Matt Gaetz and I think Boebert. Isn't Boebert? She's hanging in there. And J.D. Vance made it. I mean, I don't. Well, that's different. Well, why is that different? You can't have it all. Is Trump a problem or is it not? Well, it is. It isn't. It is. Well, it is. What? It is? Yes. Now they're talking about DeSantis. I'm telling you right now, you may not like this. You may not care for this. But DeSantis needs so much work. He read from a piece of notes. He's on display for the world. And he's reading notes. Dear God, I can't believe what I'm seeing. You've been politicking every day now. You don't know this? Top of mind. It's not coordinated into your. No. This is the dissent. No, Dade County. What about Marco Rubio? Marco Rubio won precincts in areas that nobody. Well, that's DeSantis. Excuse me? Marco Rubio had nothing to do with it himself? It's what? It's DeSantis? Marco Rubio is Trump. Well, how could that be? He called him Little Marco. You see how none of this makes any sense? You point to this, but it's not that. Kathy Hochul won in New York because of what? Trump? It doesn't make any sense. Lee Zeldin lost because of Trump? I don't understand. What do you mean? And what they're doing is they want to tell you you don't understand something. I've got to have something to say. Go anywhere. Go to Fox News, CNN, whatever podcasts are streaming. I've got to find something to say. And I'm going to say something, I hope, that's different. That's, I've got a different shtick. And I'm going to go out blaming Trump. He's not a Republican. You're a Republican? Well, I don't know. Now, was Trump to blame? Yes. You cannot say one thing in particular. It's this. It's everything. We've got friends of ours in, give an example, in Westchester County, okay? I'm not going to be too specific, but Westchester. Not exactly certain parts, a red state. Anyway. They were deluged with doors, with door-to-door campaigning and pamphleteering and everything. They worked their butt off. What did the Republicans do? Nothing. You're going to blame Trump? Do you think DeSantis is a great, great governor? Wonderful. He's changed Florida. Excuse me, Florida changed. He can't change on his own. DeSantis had to change in response to a world of COVID, lockdowns, fear, mask regulations, shelter in place, contact tracing. He existed in a world that was already there. He reacted, perhaps. Gretchen Whitmer did the opposite. She survived. Is that Trump? Why didn't DeSantis win because of Trump? Why didn't Trump set the stage for a DeSantis? See, these people just make it up. They just make it up whenever they... so Trump is just negative. He doesn't do anything good. Is that it? I mean, is that it? How about the fact that maybe some people lost because they just stunk? Others won because they were just good. How about J.D. Vance winning because he's just did better? It was the right time. It was the right moment. I want to talk about Florida because everybody's going crazy. Do you know who Charlie Crist is? Do some research. Just do a little research. Charlie Crist is, oh God. Again, Charlie Crist was a Democrat, a Republican, and an independent. And not only that, he's got a lot of other issues that people, whatever. He's the worst. Is that Trump? Does Trump work into that calculus at all? Again, Trump is bad. DeSantis won on his own without Trump. I can't figure this out. And whether it's somebody like an Ann Coulter or a John Podhoretz who have these great ideas, would you please explain this to me? When does it work and when does it not work? I don't understand. I don't understand. And even everybody is saying this. Read it. Just put in this. The GOP is saying we got a Trump problem. They love Trump. They love him. Where did you see that woman yesterday? Roughly, approximately, Columbus Circle with the hat, the particular hat. There was a particular hat. Do you remember this kind of hat? It was a pink felt kind of. I have one. I'm not even going to bring it anywhere near the camera. I bought one for posterity. Begins with a P, a poussoir hat, a chapeau de poussoir. Remember that one? It was kind of square. And they had a rally one day, and a lot of women wore this hat. Okay. I don't know what happened to it. She was wearing it yesterday. Now let me ask you, is this woman who wore it crazy? No. Does she wear that because of Trump? No. Are there others like her? Oh, yeah. They may not wear the hat. There are people who voted en masse for Kathy Hochul from the Family Workers Party, the Green Party, are they crazy? No. Are they left? I guess. Do they have a different worldview than you? Yeah. Are they un-American? No. Well, how do you explain them? We've always had them. They're always going to be here. What is the matter with you? Explain that. Is that Trump's fault? You can't explain these things. But if you listen today to the shows, to the programs, to the platforms, everybody's got this absolute 100%. This is what happened. You don't know what happened. Let me tell you something. None of this makes sense. You know what else is interesting? There seems to be, now I know for some people they don't want to hear this, but there seems to be a paucity, or excuse me, I don't know. I haven't obviously looked at all the data, but there doesn't seem to be a huge scream about voter fraud. Now, I know in some people's minds, they are saying, yes, if you can't count the votes by December, when France can, that's fraud. I don't buy that. Might be incompetence, might be fraud. Be ineptitude. I don't know why. How come we know immediately after a lottery? We know immediately where it was from Sonoma County at a Sunoco on Route 3. They know exactly when and where, even though this past one was a bit of a glitch. Do we, is that a fraud? I don't know. Are we talking about election denying? I don't know. Do you think the issue of January 6th played a role in anything? Sometimes it did, sometimes it didn't. Did it play a role here in New York? Did Kathy Hochul win as governor because of January 6th? I don't think so. How about Trump? Did Trump play a role in this? No. Well, why does that matter? Why? Why with all of this crime? Why with this incompetent president? This man walking around completely... Because when you talk to people, they say, yeah, you're right. Some will say, I'm not voting Republican. I live here. We have been. New York has been blue since the beginning of time. Now, every now and then, this will happen. Pennsylvania, glad you brought that up. Pat Toomey was the Republican. He stepped down, so they lost his seat. It was Republican. Well, it was Republican, but so Fetterman got in because, and Mastroianno, did he lose because of Trump? Because Trump embraced him? Is that it? That's what they're saying. You blame Trump for everything. He's responsible. He could have won. Okay, all right. But a lot of people would say, excuse me, I liked Mastroianno. Trump had nothing to do with it. Mastroianno was, excuse me, I'm here. You know, do I count? No, you don't. Because you are a Trump proxy. So why did people vote? I don't know. Because they wanted him more? And I'm telling you this, I don't know. Maybe because, I don't know, Oz never said anything or didn't say as much. Maybe people kept seeing me. You know, I don't understand. Why are people continuing to mock Fetterman? Now, I know there's a very, very, very popular, I happen to watch, I couldn't watch a little bit of this. The only thing I watch, I swear, the most I watched of Fox News or anything was election night until I just said, I can't take it anymore. I don't know what they're talking about. But Tucker's still making fun of Fetterman. Tucker, he had a stroke. This is like the mean kid, the mean kind of little rich kid in the school, the bully who keeps pushing. He's like, I know he had the stroke. We know this. Let it go. Yes, you keep saying, yes, he's brain damaged. That's all he talks about. He's fixated. But what about Oz? What did Oz say? I don't care about Oz. I want to talk about the fact that Fetterman had a stroke and he can't speak. And he said good night. Why are you fixated on that? Because I'm a bit of a jerk. And I reflect a lot of people who like being a jerk. I can't say this enough. Miranda Devine tweeted the other day, hey, Fetterman's about to speak. This should be good. Why? Because he had a stroke? Is that it? Hey, let's watch McCain. Yeah, he's got that, his arms all messed up from the torture. Let's watch it. Hey, let's watch Bob Dole. Bob Dole was shot. He's got that pen thing. We can do that. Bob, isn't that great? He's got that pen. What is the matter with you? In a way, remember him? He had the arm. He lost an arm, and he was. I mean, what is the matter? Okay, it has a role. It's moot at this point. Let's move on. What about Oz? Have you heard from Oz? Did Oz say, listen, I'm going to... No. Oz said, I'm out of here. I gave it a shot. Thank you, guys. See ya. Hey, I'll call you. Did that play a role in it? Did the fact that maybe he didn't come across as... But then again, this is the thing too. All of the issues, crime, the economy, everything that they said, Karl Rove, Brit Hume, it's the economy, it's the jobs, it's crime. That's what America cares about. Maybe not. Maybe not. Sometimes things have no reason. It's complicated. I know you don't care about this. And I know you don't want to hear about this. But I will tell you this. Sometimes things just poop out. There was a time, I was never a disco fan per se, but it was a huge industry. Huge. Oh my God. In fact, if you were a musician, you played strings, you were booked all the time. Then one day, right after Saturday Night Fever and ABBA and Chic and whatever, it just died. Why? Was it because the music wasn't good anymore? Oh, I disagree. It got even better. Was it because of, don't know. Funk. Oh, funk was great. Funk was like an offshoot. Funk. Tower Power is doing it. Bump City. But still, is it funkadelic and bootsy and what? What? Don't know. Is there any evidence of hip-hop declining? Probably not. Not that I can see. But then again, we didn't see that either. Certain things just kind of think, okay, that's enough. Thank you. Thank you. Fashion, music, trends. Remember Brittany Griner? Brittany Griner, this poor woman. The news can't get worse. She's going to a Russian work camp. Huh. No, you don't understand. She's a person of color. She's LGBTQ. She's a work camp. Putin, hello, an American woman. Why doesn't this work? I don't know. One day, Zelensky is just going to... We're going to say, whatever. Zelensky, oh yeah, that guy, whatever happened to him? That's the way we are? I don't know. I couldn't believe sometimes how many people just leave TV and you just never see them again. And things change. Well, politics is like that. Issues are like that. And I don't know why. And there is no reason. But I can't go on TV and say, I don't know why. I don't know why. Why is Lauren Boebert having such a hard time, but MTG isn't? Matt Gaetz isn't? How can anybody vote for AOC? Because first of all, you've got to dissociate yourself from the idea that these people are crazy, that your political ability or your particular orientation is correct and everybody else is nuts. Somebody said one time, some commented, well, because Fetterman's a jerk. What does that mean? I don't know. You see what it is? This, you see, before this, that's right, my mouse, in the days of, Walter Cronkite, people would have to just go to a neighbor or call somebody up or wait for a family, maybe a letter to the editor, I guess. People kept a lot of things to themselves because, frankly, nobody was listening. It wasn't because they didn't have any idea, but because nobody was there. Well, now everybody is constantly saying something. And you have got to say something and review. And the thing today is blame Trump. He is to blame in parts, but sometimes we do this all the time. Why? You will never hear this. If I ask you, why is there a decline of the American family today? Well, that's simple, because there's no prayer in school. Thank you. Thank you. Why? I'll tell you why. Because we don't eat dinner anymore. That's why. Everybody's got an answer. It's so simple to these people. It's just this answer. It's so monumentally easy. It's just an answer. Everybody's got an answer. There's no thinking. There's nothing. It's just, there's never any, There's no room for being inquisitive. It's so complicated. And then we get on these teams. And I'm listening, I'm saying, you don't know what you're talking about. And I mentioned, for example, the idea, and she's very talented, but Ann Coulter. Ann Coulter is very important about Ann Coulter. Donald Trump is about Donald Trump. Mick Jagger is about Mick Jagger. McDonald's is about McDonald's. Joe Rogan is about Joe Rogan. This is very simple. In the world of commentary, you got to figure out who you are. Hey, Joe, listen, Joe, you haven't dropped an F-bomb in 20 seconds. What's the matter? Is something going wrong? Oh, I'm sorry. Come on, man. Come on, keep that up. And more tats. I got some room over here. Why? Because that's who you are. You kind of got this, that's the thing. You got to sell you. Sell it. Jagger, sell it. This is what you do. This is your thing. Trump's got to sell Trump. Trump is a rock star that people love to hate, blame, and he would have it no other way. Right now, Trump is saying, can you believe this? Can you believe this? If Trump actually talked to Biden on the phone, and that is not beyond the realm of possibility, believe me when I tell you that. I know you're not going to believe this, but remember, everything's a work. I'll bet you Trump would say, this is the most amazing thing in the world I've ever seen. This is the most amazing thing in the world. They're blaming me. I know. And Biden would say, you know what? I came out unscathed. Biden came out the other day and said, this goes to show you that people, young people in particular, are voting for the tuition forgiveness. That was it? Well, I said, well, it's because of the clean energy and the whatever. They just say things like, that's not it. That's not it. Well, what was it? I don't know. I think I told you this story, but I'm going to tell you this story again. It's one of the funniest and so perfect. There was a lawyer by the name of Jerry Boyle. I think he's still with us, and he represented Jeffrey Dahmer. He represented Jeffrey Dahmer on some prior case. And as the story goes, Jerry told the story. As it happened was Jeffrey Dahmer, when he was arrested for his horrible spate of horrors, asked the police or asked somebody, can you get a hold of Jerry Boyle? Because he used to represent me. And okay. So Jerry gets a call and he says, yeah, listen, the guy who did this here, Jeffrey Dahmer, Jeffrey Dahmer, yeah, he's the suspect, yet he wants you to represent him. Wait. Jeffrey Dahmer? That's the most, he said, that's the most boring, dull, that's the guy? That's the guy. And Jerry, wait till you see what he did. Jeff Dahmer? Couldn't believe it. Okay. So the story goes that they said, Jerry, do me a favor. We noticed something. There was a particular configuration of skulls or bone work in the refrigerator, and it was in a particular type of a setup. Would you ask him what that meant? Ask Jeffrey what the symbology of this was. Why was it? He says, okay. So he says, Jeffrey, and Dahmer said, I'm going to play you whatever. He says, can you do me a favor? Yeah. They want to know one thing. Yeah, what is it? This particular, the way you have the skulls in either in a prism or a pyramid, what is the reason for that? Is there a reason for that, Jeffrey? And Jeffrey Dahmer said something to the effect of, real estate. He said, real estate. Yeah. Okay, Jeff, I don't know what that means. What do you mean, real estate? And the answer was, I don't know. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. I don't know. If I ask you, why did you vote this way Tuesday? You would say, it's a variety of reasons. No, there's one thing in particular. Is it because of Trump? Well, no. Is it not because of Trump? Well, it's not because of Well, is it because of where you're from? Well, kind of, sort of. Well, I am from Texas. I am from Virginia. I do live in Berkeley. I do live in the Village. I do live in, By the way, may I ask you something? Yes. Why are you Muslim? I was born in Damascus? Okay. I'm from Tehran. Okay. Sometimes the answer is very simple. My father told me to. Years ago, I had a great friend, Nat Adderley, Cannonball Adderley's younger brother. And one time I was doing a interview on the air, and I said, Nat, he played the cornet. He said, Nat, would you, I think cornet, flugelhorn, I noticed that, Cannon got the alto, and do you think that your personality made you more amenable to the trumpet, the brass versus? He says, no. I think he said his father was a music teacher, and they only had a couple instruments, and you get this. That was the reason. Nothing bigger, no reason. Why did you vote? I vote because of Trump. Why did you vote for Fetterman? Why? I'll tell you why. Because of this MAGA. I'm sure there are some people. That's the only reason? No, that's not the only reason. But if you listen to TV shows, that's a different story. Why are you a heroin addict? Why? Because I started off with marijuana. Why? Because I listened to rock music. Why? Because I was a big Jim Morris fan. I'll tell you what, I'm a heroin addict because of this. This is a gateway drug, and that's the way it is. Everybody's looking for some kind of a connection. Tell me the connection. Why? I don't know why. So you're going to blame Trump? You're going to blame Biden? Biden did okay. Is this a referendum? Is this a mandate? Is this an actual mandate against the Biden policies? Does this have anything to do with Kamala Harris? I guess not. And that confounds everybody. People said there was going to be such a red wave. And these polls. Why are we doing the polls? Why are we going through still? Well, the Quinnipiac poll, the Reuters poll, the Marist says, right now, here's Karl Rove. Hi, I'm Karl Rove. And he holds up here's my thing. And the issues are this. Opinion, 45-22. Economy, 32-21. Hike. Nomenclature, 53.5. Reuters, Real Clear Politics poll, red straight. Take all those polls, and they mean nothing. Lee Zeldin was supposed to clobber Kathy Hochul. Well, he's going to win. Well, maybe one of the reasons why they came out and voted for Kathy Hochul is you idiots kept saying, Lee Zeldin, Led Zeppelin's going to win. Maybe that's it. Maybe the Get Out the Vote movement was, we're going to lose this. We're going to have this MAGA, whatever, who knows. Could be it's too complicated. Doctor, why did my grandfather die? Well, he's 83, and it's hard to... How much time do you have? It's a lot of stuff. Yeah, but I want a reason. Well, you know, I like her. She doesn't like me. Why? She doesn't like you. But why doesn't she like you? Because she doesn't. Have you ever had or been a part of a marriage? This is why family law is awful, but if you're in counseling or a friend of yours said, I can't believe it, Maxine and I we're getting a divorce. Why? Why? Well, sometimes it's easy because she cheated on me. I cheated on her. Whatever. But we grew apart. What do you mean you grew apart? I don't know. It's well, let's look at the polls. Well, what does she say? Go down the list. Every single issue that I see a multiplicative variation of cause and effect. And I see this, and it's so complicated, and I love it, but I would never be permitted on any kind of TV show because they don't want to hear them. But I enjoy them. You know what also what also? Did I say also? You know what else I enjoy? Talking about MyPillow. That's right. One of our great sponsors, MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. This is easy. Why is there the biggest bed sheet sale ever? Because it is. Why? Because people love Giza bed sheets. Why is this company so powerful, so popular? Because the percale sheet sets, the sales, the overstock sales. How about the My Pillows as low as $19.88? How about us plush blankets as low as $19.99? Towel sets of the year, beach towels, mattress toppers, sleep systems, down blankets, sleep lounge underwear. I mean, do you want me to give you a reason for this? A reason? It's a combination, a mélange, a pastiche, a mosaic of reasons. MyPillow.com, promo code Lionel. And by the way, very simple. I put it right there. I'm going to put this right up there for you so you can see this. You can use promo code Lionel, or if you want to call, you can call 800-645-4965. That's 800-645-4965. And there it is right there. I'm going to put this right there for you because Christmas is just around the corner. I used to joke about that, and it's true. Makes a great stocking stuffer, and it's fine for dad or grad. Why? Why is this? I don't know. Why? Why? But you don't understand. You voted for puberty blockers. Did that come up? I don't know. Did defund the police come up? Did January 6th come up? Did loss of democracy come up? Did what came up? Let's talk about why people vote for certain things. Why? Now, let's talk about what people have to realize regarding President Trump. Now, somebody's got to sit down and say, now listen, President Trump. Now, you've got to ask yourself a question. Am I going to help things, or am I going to get in the way of things? You're going to have to ask yourself that question. Because you can do a lot by being the voice of the party, the leader, reaching out, holding hands, bringing together under this big tent, this wonderful group called the Republicans. And he might say, no, wait. No, they're there to help me. You don't understand this. Excuse me. I'm Mick Jagger. I'm Donald Trump. I don't know what you're talking about. Help who? Some downstate, down ticket? No. No. You don't understand this. Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm a Republican. Yeah. But that's not, no. This is the Trump message. This is the Trump dynasty. This is don't you see my name on everything? It doesn't say Republican, it says Trump. Is that it? And if that is going to be it, somebody's going to have to sit down and say, well, we got to cut bait. Or will he say, listen, I'm a very mature man. I'm a businessman. I'm pragmatic, and I understand something. That the bigger issue right now, my legacy at this particular point means more to me than anything. And my legacy will be even more greater. By the way, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. Please like this. Please like this. As we speak, somebody somewhere is saying, this guy is getting, since the other day, dropped 100. Now, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what's happening right now. I don't know what this is. I don't know what they're trying to tell me. I don't think people are saying, no, all of a sudden, no, he's talking about baking bread and curling irons, and I don't recognize this guy. Sorry, that's not the way it is. So your likes and subscriptions mean the world to us. But as I said, so what's going to happen next? Well, we're going to see. What's going to happen in 2024? My friends, I'm telling you right now, I don't want to take anything away from Ron DeSantis, but you are in some kind of a love affair with him. This is weird. He's the greatest thing in the world. Well, not really. He's 43 years old. He's not there yet. He is right now. Do you know what it's like? Governor DeSantis, you are the king. You are the king. You won Florida. Well, yeah. We had Bob Martinez years ago. Claude Kirk was another one. Claude Kirk was a great governor. He was wild. Jeb Bush. I mean, it's not. And another thing, a lot of new people are in Florida who moved elsewhere. The real Floridian. See, the real Florida's a weird place. If you look at the panhandle at the top, this is South Alabama. You look around the panhandle, Apalachicola, that area, I mean, they're big people out there. I mean, it is wild. In the middle, the I-4 corridor, as I call it, different place completely. And then South Florida, well, it used to be even more so. Cubans and... But they're blaming it all, not blaming, but they're saying it's all because of DeSantis. Marco Rubio and others did as well there. It's not just what you think. I also don't believe that there are some issues, depending upon where you are, that make sense. Let me see if I can explain this to you. Take a candidate. Put him in here and say, okay, do yourself a favor. You say speak your mind. Give us your spiel, as it were. You won't know where you are, but I'll tell you to guess where you are by the reaction. If you stand up and say, I believe in a strong America, and a strong family, and a strong economy, and a strong military, and a strong police, and a strong Constitution, a strong Second Amendment, you did great. Guess where you are. You did great. Or you did lousy. Guess where you are. Same speech. Guess where you are. Berkeley. Very good. Didn't like that. What about this? I believe in solar and wind-powered energy. I believe in being carbon neutral by 2025. I believe in electric cars and the UN and ESG and being nitrogen free and electric cars and manure pots and great, they loved you. Guess where I am? It's not the message, it's, well, where are you? So there's nothing special about the message, it's, well, where are you saying this? Now, Ron DeSantis. Okay, You were great. Great with your program about this and that. How are you going to do for the general election in the country? Who's your opposition going to be? Gavin Newsom. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. Wait until you see. Wait until you see Gavin Newsom. Just wait. Wait until you see, okay, watch this. Gavin Newsom with all of the media, all of Hollywood, all of music. I mean, 100%. This is a guy, and Gavin Newsom at the end of last week said something to the effect of, we are killing ourselves with this nonsense that we're talking about. We cannot possibly in any way exist with this ridiculous extreme. Let's see what DeSantis does against him, because that's where it's going to be in 2024, most probably. As much as I would love to think, as much as I think it would be interesting, people are going to ask, is a 78-year-old Trump, this is first question, they're going to ask this question, is a 78-year-old Trump viable, number one? Number two, the country is 8 years older than 2016. It's a different world. It's post-COVID, post-mask, post-shut-ins, post-Zoom meetings, post-vaccine, post-everything. The world is different. The country is different. The country was compressed. The country was compacted. The country was affected greatly. Do you think he is going to be able to adjust to a brand new electorate? This is going to be 8 years after. Those who are voting for the first time, they were in the 5th grade when he first ran for office. It's a new world. What are you going to say? Talk about 2020? No. Talk about voter denial or whatever it is? No. No. What are you going to talk about? And the number one thing, and I would tell you this much, and I would say to Ann Coulter or whoever it was, where I would agree in this respect. Not everybody, because Fetterman didn't do it. I want to know what your dream is. Tell me what your immediate goal is in the next 5 years and the next 25 years. Tell me America, the America for the future, the world for the future, but tell me right now, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You talk about crime. What are you going to do for crime? Is it just a matter of putting more police? What are you going to do? You talk about crime, you talk about the economy. What are you going to do in terms of the economy? Balance a budget? Did you know I was recently reading some great stuff about Calvin Coolidge left office with a lower budget than when he came in. He didn't balance the budget, lowered it. Incredible. Does that have any relevance today? What are you going to do? President Trump, you're going to have to shock people. You can't make a gradual change. You can't lose your favorites, but you've got to be drastic. You've got to have people say, what? Because any incremental change that you make in your message, nobody will see it. Nobody will notice it. It's got to be drastic. Drastic. Where all of a sudden the temperament, the tone, the way you do things. You might want to lose. You cannot always do the rally. The rally where you mock people, where you do a roast of your... Can't do that anymore. Because we're habituating. We don't know from one to the other. You look the same. He does physically look the same. He doesn't age. He wears the same clothes, the same shirt, the same tie, the same everything. And people are going to say, okay, here we go. Plays the music. I don't know if he plays the same music, but please, I've been through the whole right side broadcasting. Here we go. I can't watch this anymore. Give me something different. Change it. Even the Stones will change their stage. It's the same concert, no matter what. But they change things. What is your message going to do? Who are you speaking with now, if you're interested? Same thing goes for DeSantis. Where are you going? Do you have somebody saying, I'm thinking 5 years ahead? 5 years ahead. Think about this. DeSantis is 44 years old, right? So think about that. So in 4 years, 48? Okay. I don't think that matters. Age and... Do you know that this is something that always amazed me? When the Constitution was drafted, Article 2, the 35-year-old requirement for the president, in 1900, at the turn of the 20th century, I believe the median age was like 40. This isn't turn of the century. I mean, 19. So it was a different world then. So let you let that sink in.
Where are the likes?
I don't know where the likes are, honey. I don't know.
Well, we need them. They have to do it.
How about this? Where are the subscribers? Just lost another one. Lost 100. Somebody, maybe I'm paranoid. Maybe I'm just paranoid. I cannot believe right now, during a midterm election, when we've got more people. But you don't want to hear that. There's nothing worse than somebody who keeps talking about that. But that's why your subscription, your subscribing means so much. And I've talked to you right now, giving you this 57 minutes gratis. Now on my private channel, LionelMedia.com, it gets brutal. All right, my friends, thank you. Please follow Mrs. L, Lynn's Warriors at YouTube. Follow her Twitter at Lynn's_Warriors. And I'm at Lionel Media. You have a great and a glorious day. We'll be back tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel, 9 a.m. Don't forget, preparedwithlionel.com and mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. See you then. Don't forget, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue ya. Ta-ta.